Hey everybody, welcome back to another Godzilla Battleline video, and today I am doing the tier list for, I don't even remember what season this is, it'll be in the title and the thumbnail, but it's a season for August of 2023. This is going up in September because, hey, the season is not over yet. It started in, at the end of July, went all the way through August, and now into the beginning of September. Not doing a stream for it. Figured maybe stream tonight or tomorrow is a little too close to the Gamera stream, so there's definitely going to be a stream when Gamera goes live in 2 days, but I just figured for this, probably going to be much easier just make a video. There's a few characters to talk about this go around, and to do an entire stream just to get up to these ones, I just didn't want to do it. And let's be honest with you about that. So we're getting in. This is the tier list pretty much from last month. There isn't a whole lot of change between the characters because honestly, actually, I should say one thing. Because of Megalon, I feel that Batra is probably somewhere like down here now. I don't think Batra is in S tier this season. It's probably the first time in a long time Batra isn't in the S. But the fact that you can negate the buff is really good, and the fact that, honestly, the buff isn't really helping you too much these days between GMK, Megalon now, and like a bunch of other characters that just hit way harder regardless of that boost. That's a big problem for them. Space Godzilla takes a hit, but not nearly as bad because he can keep his crystals up. And Biollante, you could argue, is maybe a little worse because of Megalon. But she's also a 3 cost. She's easy to evolve. Biollante is just a menace, even without the boost. Batra still hits hard-ish. With the boost, is just substantially better. You can take that boost away with Megalon. Trading in the 3 for the 5 is a big deal, but trading the 3 for the 3 is not. So Batra, I think, is getting bumped out of the S tier this season. But we have another S character taking its place. So, what do we got cooking? Oh, actually, before we start, I don't think Burning Godzilla also is in the S plus anymore. I think Burning Godzilla is like somewhere down here. I don't think Burning Godzilla is S plus material these days. That being said, we're moving on. The Destoroyahs. All the characters below have gotten buffs or were just recently added. So everything from the Destoroyah Aggregate to Shin Godzilla was buffed this last season, and Godzilla 1999 is new, and Megalon is new. So the buffs to Destoroyah for the Aggregate form got a shortened evolution time, so it's 15 seconds now or something like that. The Flying form got a lowered cost and a shortened evolution time as well. That is 15 seconds, and the cost of him now is 3. And Destroy Perfect Form got increased to attack, and it is far and away the biggest increase to attack we've ever seen in Godzilla Battleline. It is a 60% bonus to damage. It's ridiculous. So, where do they rank now? In the last season's tier list, I shouldn't say both, but Destoroyah Aggregate was in the C tier, Destoroyah Flying was in the B, and then Perfect Form was in the low A. Here's the changes. Aggregate Form is in the B tier. Aggregate form is going to go like somewhere like right here in the B tier. Easy to evolve. Not a very big deal. Pretty decent. Actually, I'll put him like right here. Pretty easy to evolve. Not a very big deal. The Flying form Destoroyah. This is an easy A. This is an easy A tier character. Probably something like this. Probably like right here. Because I think he's bugged. When you place the unit, it's 15 seconds from the placement. However, the seconds count down from as soon as he's... When you place him on the battlefield, the timer shouldn't go until like he's fully spawned in, right? But for whatever reason, Destroy Perfect Form, the timer starts from as soon as you decide where you're going to place him on the field. So he's only realistically up for like 12 seconds, 13 seconds before he evolves. Flying, he can't be hit by a lot of the ground units. He's got a decent health pool. 15-second evo. It's just 3 cost flyer, pretty much a guaranteed evolution. It's a little bit harder to evolve him once he's evolved from Destoroyah Aggregate and then into Flying form because he's gonna be halfway across the map. But if your Flying form dies, and you spawn him in on your side of the map, it's pretty much a guaranteed evolution. And that guaranteed evolution of Destoroyah I think Destoroyah is like right here. He's probably better than Kumo. I want to say Destoroyah is better than the fourth angel. Destoroyah is just like a menace. He's maybe like right here is fair. Either he's in this top three, there's no doubt. Destoroyah is a menace. A 60% damage boost to him is insane. He's already gotten tons of buffs over the last year and a half that he's been around. It's crazy. You just place him and you just win. Mine is level... I propped mine up from 15 to 20 when the season started, and I have not regretted it since. He just shreds everything. And not to mention, he drops a free Destoroyah larva when he dies. And the Destoroyah larva on their own are 5 cost. Okay, 5 cost, drop 6 of them. No bueno. You know, the aggregate is 3. This one is 3. Perfect form is 7. But for 7 cost, you don't only get perfect form when he dies. You also get the aggregates, or the larvas, I should say. There's not really a big difference. One's a group. One's a single one. But yeah, man. Listen, if you've been living under a rock and not really playing, Destoroyah is probably one of the best units in the game, if not the best unit in the game. I think an argument can be made for either. Or I'm gonna put him right in the middle of Kumo and the fourth angel. You guys can decide. If he should go higher or lower, but I think he's in the top 3 for sure. Where in the top 3, I'm not entirely certain, but I'm leaning towards the number 1 spot. Jet Jaguar. Now, Jet Jaguar last season, I'm just pulling up the buffs from the other page and flashbanging myself. You can see it on the screen. Jet Jaguar got a lowered cost to the pre-evolution and extended the duration of the pre-evolution attack buff and lowered the cost of the post-evolution and increased the knockback distance of attacks post-evolution and increased attack distance post-evolution. Cool. Jet Jaguar is pretty good now. I mean, Jet Jaguar regular, like the little flying one, that's still probably going to be in the C tier. I had him at the bottom, near the bottom of C tier-ish. I would probably put this Jet Jaguar somewhere like maybe up here. He gives that damage boost now for a little bit longer, right? He's holding it down. You can get a pretty sizable group of guys buffed up with him. So yeah, that's pretty good. And he's cheaper. This Jet Jaguar, the primary giant Jet Jaguar, he's easily glowed up. He was in the D tier last season. This Jet Jaguar, I think, is easy in the A tier, somewhere like right here, perhaps. I don't... Maybe he's not really outperforming the ranged characters. I would say maybe something like right here is fair. He's doing really well. He's cheap. What is he now? A 3 or a 4 cost? I don't remember. I think he might be a 3 cost. I haven't used him since they released the changes in the beginning of the season. But he's good. That karate chop, you're sending folks back like a mile when he hits, right? And Gamera's coming in soon. Gamera does what he does, except like on crack. So Gamera and I'm sorry, not Gamera. Jet Jaguar, the karate chop he's doing with the knockback is impressive. And he's made it so there are some units, some very viable units that are negated because of him. He completely counters the fourth angel. Not a lot of people are running Jet Jaguar. He's a little... it's a little hard to plan around with using him. There's other 3 costs that are probably better in your deck, like the Destoroyah or Biollante. Megalon even is pretty good. But he's hitting away the fourth angel so that when the fourth angel explodes, he doesn't hit any of your guys. He's hitting away GMK. I don't remember if he gets GMK out of range, but hitting GMK out of the way is really, really good. He's hitting Kumo augments away. He's going to hit Burning Godzilla's away, Destoroyah's away, anything on the ground. He is now knocking back a substantial amount. So he's made his way into the low A tier. We're only maybe a few A characters away from him being put into the B, but for now, I've been more than impressed with his changes this season. He's going into the low A. Now Shin Godzilla, I'm getting flashbanged again right here. Shin Godzilla got, for the first form, lowered the cost, shortened the evolution time. Third form, lowered the cost, shortened the evolution time. Final form, increased the attack and increased the search range. It's okay. He got maybe a 20% buff to his attack. Destoroyah really won this. This is Destoroyah's season, no question. But the cheaper cost and the shorter evolution time is really, really good. So before, this one was kind of down here somewhere, but I think now, since he's a little bit more reliable, he's probably something like up here. This one, pretty much a guaranteed evolution as well. This guy was in the... I had him in I had him actually lower, I think, than this guy, than the Kamada-kun form. But I think I'll put him like down here in the low B. I'll put him in the B only because he's pretty much a guaranteed evolution if he dies. Because, you know, Shin Godzilla and Destoroyah do the same thing where they'll walk across the map and then they'll evolve and keep walking. He just kind of, the second form just kind of stands wherever he is. He just plops down and he's really easy to kill. But if he dies, and now that he's lower cost and you get him in your hand, you just put him behind your leader, guaranteed evolution into Shin Godzilla. Pretty good. Shin Godzilla himself, I think, is somewhere like right here, maybe lower than Space Godzilla. I think he's in the low A. I'm not like... Actually, I don't even know if he's in the A. I think he's like right here. I'm not like super impressed with Shin Godzilla this season, and I think a lot of people who were expecting a lot from him were also disappointed. So maybe his placement in B, maybe that's a little too low, and maybe it's because I just feel like he was the season that let me down the character this season that let me down the most. Because I mean, compared with the Destoroyahs, like it's a no question on who's better, and it's the Destoroyahs by a wide mile. So. Sorry, Shin Godzilla fans, but I still think that he is all right. He's a little bit better than he was before. The 20% damage boost is fine, but it's not saving him from being like the powerhouse that you would want him to be. If you want a 7-cost powerhouse, that's a 3-stage evolution. Destoroyah, best unit. All right, now we got the two new guys. Godzilla 1999 and Megalon. I have videos covering my thoughts on them, so you can watch those as well if you want a more in-depth discussion. Godzilla 1999, I am not a big fan of. I think that the on-death effect that he does is not super great. I think that, God, he has like another ability that on the top of my head I'm not remembering, and I think that just goes to show how little impact he's had. I'm literally pulling up the game right now, so I can even look at what the ability is. But I'm just not happy with him. It's not even his on-death effect. When he kills a unit and it does the burn, that's fine. But he doesn't have the damage to really lock down a lot of the kills that you would want him to do this massive AoE. And it's sizable. If it was stronger, or if he was stronger, could be good. But he is generally lacking in the damage department, which is unfortunate because he's a lot of people's favorite Godzilla. And he's just very lackluster across the board. Let me pull up his kit real quick. He has slow resistance. So, Mothra 2019 isn't going to work on him. Freezing Sunday is not going to work on him. But Kumo is still going to work on him. Gigan is still going to work on him. You know, Naranga is still going to work on him. So, he is resistant to slow, which is fine. And he does a really nasty hit that does burn damage when he gets a kill. But you're hard-pressed to... You know, he's not really locking down big team fights. He's more of... He's kind of like the unit you want to come in at the end and sweep up the fight. He's not the one that you want to initiate. And that could be really difficult depending on the way you play him, because he is faster than a lot of other really meta units. So he is kind of going to make his way into the battlefield first. And you don't want him there first. You want him to clean up the enemy so that they explode. You don't want him to show up and then die, because that's exactly what he's going to do. So, Godzilla 1999... I don't think he's very good. I think he's just okay. I'm going to put him, like, somewhere, like, down here. I think he's fine. I don't really think he's super impactful. I honestly think I'd rather use G21 than him. Now, you can crucify me in the comments if you want. That's how I feel. I don't think he's incredible. I don't think he's too good this season. However, Megalon I really like. I really, really like Megalon this season, and a lot of people were hating on him, and I don't know why. He's 3 cost, and he has really low damage, and he has really low health. But on spawn, he prevents your enemies from healing within a certain area, so it's really, really good late game, and it's really good if they have a Fire Rodan at any point in the game. And then his hit, every time he hits, he provides a debuff, the way that on spawn and death, GMK provides a 10% debuff to the enemy. What is it? Their attack decreases by 10%. He does the same thing, and he's way cheaper than GMK, And I think he's faster attacker than GMK as well. I could be wrong on that. I think he's a faster attacker. And he single-handedly negates Batras, Biolantes, Space Godzillas, any leader ability that boosts damage. Like, he is a meta killer. He is really weak in his own right, but you're kind of just using him for the utility, and he's 3 costs, so you get a lot of mileage out of him. Megalon this season with the rentable, I think he's going to be somewhere up in, like, this top area, kind of right under Girth, maybe a little bit ahead of him, just because he's rented at a high level this season, and his utility is just phenomenal. I think that out of the 2 new characters and the 3 reworked characters that we've had, this season really belongs to Destoroyah first and then Megalon. They completely outshine. I mean, Megalon outshines Godzilla 1999, no question, and Destoroyah just outshines all the other characters that got buffed this season. And that is how it is. So this is my ranking for this season. Next season for Gamera, I'm definitely going to be doing a live stream of it. I mean, how could I pass up a Gamera live stream? You know, we got to be doing the most for Gamera, right? So this is what I'm thinking this season is looking like. A little bit of adjustments, but overall, kind of solid, I think. So that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.